Hey, you're tuned into the back room with Soul Connection. I'm AJ.
I'm D.
And here we got Ed Utmost. How you doing, Utmost?
Peace be to God. How you?
All right.
What's going on, bro?
We're going to start off with this Creflo Dollar 911 call. Here we go.
Pitt County 911, where's your emergency?
1181 Sandy Creek Road.
1181, what's the name of the road?
Sandy Creek Road.
Windy Creek?
Sandy Creek.
Sandy Creek? What's
Yes,
going on there?
I just got in an altercation with my father. He punched me and slapped me and choked me. It's not the first time it's happened. I feel threatened by being in this house. I don't know what can be done, but I'm scared. I'm shaking. I don't know what to do.
Is your father still on scene?
No, Creflo Dollar.
He's gone already?
Excuse me?
Is he still on scene?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are y'all just not arguing anymore?
No, I'm upstairs. I don't know where he is in the house. I'm in the room with my sister.
And is there any weapons involved?
No, ma'am.
Any drugs or alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Okay, hold on just a minute. Let me get someone started that way. You said 1181 Sandy Creek Road?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the cross street for that location?
I'm not sure, ma'am.
What's the nearest street you take to get to Sandy Creek?
Yeah, it's really just Sandy Creek all around. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, and it is 1181? Okay, and do you have any visible injury?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What were y'all arguing about?
He asked me. It was a previous argument about me going to a party on Saturday, and he brought up grades, and I started crying. So I walked out the room into the kitchen, and my sister, by myself, it was me and my sister in the kitchen. He followed behind me while I was crying in the kitchen. He asked me why I was crying. I said, I do not want to talk to you. And he went off. That's when he went off. He came, put his arm around my neck, choked me, and bent me over the table. And I pushed him off of me. He threw me on the ground and punched me in my face. And this was going on for about a good 2-3 minutes. And my mom came in the room, and he stopped. And then my mom asked him what happened, and he said that I hit him first, which is a lie.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 15.
15.
Yes, ma'am.
And what's your father's name?
Creflo Dollar.
Do you know his birthday?
January 15th? January 15th or, I think it's January 15th. I have no idea.
And who's all on scene? Your sister and your mother also?
Yes, ma'am.
Does your father know you're calling the police?
No. Or my mother. Nobody knows but my sister.
So nobody knows, just your sister? Where's your mom at in the house, do you know?
She might with my father. I do not know.
Okay, they're coming, they're already on the way. If anything changes, give us a call back on 911. Try not to argue with him if he comes back to you until they get there, okay? Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, we're back. We're back. We just got through listening to the Creflo Dollar 911 tape. What you think about it, D?
It sounded premeditated.
Hey, you know what? That's the same thing my wife said.
It sounded premeditated. It sounded like perhaps her and her sister were talking.
Uh-huh.
And they came up with a way to get back at him.
They was conspiring.
Yeah, because she kept making mention that she was with her sister each step of the way.
So
Well,
if I'm gonna get in trouble, I ain't gonna get in trouble by myself.
Right. So it sounds like she was with her sister, making sure that everybody, the 911 caller operator knew that at each stage that she was with her sister.
Also, it sounds as if she blatantly wanted to make sure that, hey, my father is Creflo Dollar.
Yeah, because she said that before anything pertaining that would have warranted her saying his name was asked.
True indeed.
So it sounds like she wanted to embarrass him.
So,
So she wanted to embarrass him.
so you think she was trying to get And that she did. That she did do.
He shouldn't even be embarrassed. I mean, I understand that, you know, he's a big-time pastor or whatever, but he shouldn't be embarrassed.
I mean...
Not if he hears this 911 tape, you know, like maybe prior. But once he hears this 911 tape, he'll know that it's premeditated and that his daughter's on some different stuff.
But you know what? I'm going to tell you like this. I mean, after hearing the 911 tape, and it's like a level of betrayal, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and if anybody think I'm joking, if you know my kids, ask my kid if I'm joking. The law says that I have to provide a roof, I have to provide food and clothing. It don't say what type of roof, it doesn't specify what type of food, and it doesn't specify what type of clothing. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I would strip this young lady of everything she had. I would put her a blow-up mattress in the garage. And I would let her know she can come and go anytime you want to now. No cell phones, no telephone, no nothing. You cannot step foot in my house. I would give her a case of Roman noodles and baked beans. And I might be nice and give her a can opener.
No meat. She's a vegetarian now.
That's it. You not get nothing from me. I'm gonna give you. If you want to behave like this, let's get grungy. Let's get dirty.
You gonna barbecue on the other side of the house so she can smell it.
Let's get grungy. If you want to be nasty, and you want to embarrass me, I'm gonna embarrass you back.
You gonna force her to go Oliver Twist? Please, sir, could I have some food?
Well, brother, Big Cheese.
Anybody think I'm joking? Ask my kids that. Do you think your father would do that to you? And they would tell you yes.
Allow me to be advocate here just a little bit. The young lady more or less seems that she has taken on the responsibility of America, sort of say. I don't think I'm wording that right, but she more or less... The mindset, there you go, of how America is saying that you can be versus, I know when we were all younger, if we wanted to do something and our parents said no, that was in the story. It wasn't going to happen. But she's being defiant and rebellious towards her dad, saying like, hey, I don't really respect you and your manhood, Daddy. Please come whip my tail.
No, she's saying, I don't respect you, and if you have a problem with it, I can get back at you.
I call the police. Now that goes to say, now, who do you think had the most power, the kids or the parents in this situation?
I mean, the parents always have the power, but it's a matter of knowing how to exercise that power.
Well, legislation has allowed the kid to have the power in this situation.
That's only if the parents are not in the mind frame on how to protect themselves where the legislation doesn't apply to them.
Well, it doesn't apply to them because, plain and simple, her daddy had every right to choke the dog doo-doo out of her.
And I mean, you know, me and my wife discussed this earlier, and you know, capital punishment is not illegal in Georgia, but my wife thinks that this is not on the side of capital punishment. She thinks this is on the side of abuse. From what the young lady said, this is on the side of abuse. When
you listen to the young lady saying it, does it sound like she was abused?
Sound like she got what she deserved.
I agree. She got what she deserved.
It sounds like it was kind of premeditated. Like she thought it through. The key things, the thing that I noticed was that there were key elements.
Probably after the situation.
Of information that she was given that weren't being solicited.
After the situation, the premeditation probably comes from the altercation happened, her and her sister got together and conspired to...
Her not going to the party. That was first and foremost, because that's what it was over. So that's where...
Yeah, she's upset that she's not allowed to go to the party.
Right.
And also, she probably doesn't understand her father as a pastor in the eyes of the world or whatnot. Like
she
that,
understands that. She's been living with it for 15 years.
I mean, she grew up in the church. She knew her father. But this is the thing that she said, he brought up my grades.
I didn't hear that.
The grades. Yeah. The grades
Oh, he brought up the grades as grades. In what her grades were.
Right.
And that does become a bearing on whether your child is rewarded extra privileges or whatnot. I mean, come on, y'all guys as parents know that. Like, okay, your child, does well in school, performs well or whatnot, and makes exceptional grades. Yeah, you do give them certain kind of leniencies or whatnot, even if it is going to a party. But at 1 o'clock in the morning, hell no, you 15 years old. You cannot go to no party.
According to what I was hearing, I don't think that it was the 1 o'clock in the morning when she was trying to go out. Before, that's the impression that I received.
The 911 call was at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I think that time had passed. She discussed it
with her sister.
With her sister.
And then she figured,
right. So that was from earlier, where she wasn't allowed to go to the party, and then now she's stewing. She's stewing on it.
So they get their lives straight.
Then she gives him attitude in the kitchen when he questions her, like, what are you crying about? So she was probably on the phone with somebody, or had been saying, like, are you coming? Are you coming? I mean, think through it, And
she said it's happened on more than one occasion, too. So she's blatantly saying, like, hey, come get my daddy. I want him to be in
Well, she said that she didn't feel safe, which she said, I don't feel safe here anymore, right? So to me, that's saying that you're ready to bounce. If you call in the police, you're ready to bounce.
Well, she can't say, okay, now you're saying that in the perspective of a father, like, okay, if you not
I'm saying that from the perspective of looking through the eyes of the system. If a child calls 911 and says
she can't be ready to bounce.
She made a statement that she does not feel safe there anymore. She doesn't want to be there.
She's saying that she's ready to get her dad out of his house.
I mean, and all kids got to that point, because they especially if he's the disciplinarian in the household, no kids like the disciplinarian in the household. They'd rather be on the side of the one that's passive, the one that is going to let me get away with whatever I want.
I love them.
Mom's was probably in the place where she was, I wouldn't let him let her get away. But hey, Crefro, the back room, TriStar Radio, we got your back, dude.
True indeed.
We got your back in this situation.
In this situation. Hey, but we're gonna move on. Former president candidate John Edwards, he's free. Not as in he was in jail, but he's free. The government has dropped all charges against him.
You means I can go home now?
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you this right here.
Free.
All of this had nothing to do with no campaign funds. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a politician. I don't never been on the campaign road, never been on none of that stuff. But it's no way anyone can tell me I have millions of dollars at my disposal to use at my discretion. I can rent the type of bus I want. I can charter planes. I can do the bullet. You can't tell me no money is not being funneled out of that campaign fund to do what it is that I want to do. Because if you want to think about it, for real, only thing I got to do is hire my cousin. He's security. I'm gonna give him $150,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Which you'll only see 20.
Exactly. Exactly. So,
but you could be my road dog.
Yeah, hey, but the thing is,
he just got caught. That's all it is.
It's not
he got
that.
A slap on the wrist for being a good little boy and taking your punishment lightly.
People are mad at him because his wife, the sweet, innocent, the portrayal of her,
and that's
sweet,
all they're
innocent
mad at.
woman dying of cancer, and here you are out on the campaign road with your mistress, pregnant mistress. And how dare you? Well, that's all that road. That had nothing to do with campaign fund. Because if you investigate every politician in United States history that have campaign funds, I'm willing to bet you'll find some discrepancies in their